Hey guys, I don't make a lot of videos, but I thought I'd go ahead and make one because there's been some discussion, and the specifics of what I use would be easier to just show real quick. So for my mating nukes, kind of like the two-frame mating nukes or the divided queen castles, when I ran out of boxes, when I ran out of queen castles, which is kind of what I started with, I didn't want to buy more equipment, so these are basically what I made, trying to turn my 5-frame nukes into basically two frame nukes. So on top, you can kind of see my divider board, and then these are just plywood. So it's basically just 1/2 inch plywood to kind of allow you to, access one side at a time. So I've got those set up, just some scrap plywood I had lying around. And then the key is the divider board. So if you try to divide these, you need to make sure that there is literally no space for the bees to get in and around and behind these boards. So this is a 1x12, and I literally cut it so that it fits pretty snug. I mean, there's a tiny little gap. I'm not the best carpenter, but it goes all the way to the floor. So you got to measure with the nuke on the bottom board. Make sure it goes all the way down. And then I just took some scraps and nailed some little ears on to fill in the frame rest space. But if you wanted to make this out of a single piece, that would probably be fine. But the key, as you can see, is at the top in the frame rest, that space is covered. All the way to the bottom is covered and up against the walls. So when you put one of these covers on and you're working one side, the bees are basically in a 2-frame mating nuke. Now, the biggest drawback to doing it this way is when you put your entrance reducer in. I like to put my entrance reducer across the middle so that there's an entrance here and an entrance here, and you can keep them kind of small. It's not great. You could try painting, blue on one side, red on the other, different things to flag the queen in when she's returning from her mating flight, but kind of for cheap, it is what it is, and it gets the job done without really having to modify or do anything crazy with your equipment. So most of these that I already had were out in the field, so I just started building more of these today, and I think they probably take about 10 or 15 minutes to get the dividers all put together. So like if I had to guess for one nuke, I mean, I cut all of these for a bunch of nukes at the same time, but it probably takes maybe 10 minutes per nuke to get this done. So again, if you're a better carpenter, it might be quicker, but just a simple project that you can take some scrap wood and expand the uses of your equipment. So if you got any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to, answer them as the way that I do this. But hope you guys enjoyed.